Scott Bailey Show. I'm here with a very special guest today. Someone I didn't expect to see in Montana ever, but he's in Montana. He's climbing a mountain later today.
Let's do it.
Are you excited?
I am. I like hiking.
You like hiking?
I'm into cardio now. I'm into cardio now.
All right, I didn't finish my. We got Big Boy in the house.
Hell yeah.
Big Boy on the podcast. I'm
Big
new to
boy
having
in the
guests
house.
on the podcast.
You're what?
I've been doing podcasts for like the last 2 years, but no guests.
Nah.
No, for real.
So I'm one of your first
You're one
guests?
of the first. Yeah, you're one of the first like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Badass, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you're here.
Honored to be here.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
So, first time in Montana, or you've been
First
here before?
time ever.
Okay.
Yep, first time ever.
Oh, this motherfucker. Let's start with this.
What?
Let's start with whenever people come out here, one of the things we always do is take them out on the boat.
Yeah,
and
so fun.
And teach them how to wake surf.
Yeah,
And it's
so fun.
not easy. Like getting
It's
up
hard.
wake surfing is hard. Now you shut up because it wasn't fucking hard. Getting up wake surfing is hard when you've never done it before.
It is.
And my man was like, "All right, let me try." And I start the boat, and you popped right up, like as if you do it all the time. And then you fell into the wave, and you were like talking to Danny. You're like, "All right, am I doing it right?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, you're doing it right. This is how you do it."
He's being nice. He's being nice. I don't know if it went exactly like that, but
No, it went just like that. I was there.
Yeah.
I literally saw it. You're being humble.
I know. Well, it was hard, but you kind of, since I've skated in the past
Yeah.
and I've done all the board sports in the past, like I would say junior high-ish, I kind of skated and surfed.
Yeah.
So I had that background, but never done wake surf. Never even done anything on a boat.
Well, you're an athlete.
Little bit.
No, you really are. I mean, I've seen the shit you do. For
Thank you.
like a big dude, I'm always
Yeah.
like, how is he? Like, I can't comprehend it.
Yeah. I guess it's just not having those limitations in your mind, like I could do this. This guy
Yeah.
could do it, I could do it too. So, and I've just played sports my whole life.
What
and
sport you play?
Man, so growing up, I played baseball, basketball, football, wrestled, almost hockey. I played any sport that you could think of.
You played hockey?
Yeah, I did for a little bit.
I'm trying to picture you playing hockey. What'd you
Yeah.
weigh playing hockey?
Well, I was young. I would say more like elementary, junior high. I played a little bit.
So you weren't 300 pounds in elementary school?
No.
When-
When I wrestled in high school, just to give you a reference, because it's kind of like where I kind of started monitoring my weight or whatever, because wrestling back then, but there's weight classes. So 171 is what I wrestled like freshman year.
Okay.
Freshman in high school. And then I wrestled freestyle younger, but I honestly don't remember what my weight class was, but we grew up kind of wrestling.
Yeah.
My
Well,
bro
I mean,
and all
your
that.
name's Big Boy. When did you
Yeah.
get big? Like what age?
I was always big. Like,
Okay. Well,
you
170
got it,
170 is
171
not
in freshman?
Is ninth
Freshman
grade?
year? Yeah, ninth grade, you're about 14.
That's what I don't like. I don't consider that big. I mean, because that's like.
But I was always shredded. I'd have
okay.
to show you some
Okay.
photos. I was like
All right, all
six-packed
right.
out, like all shredded at 171.
Yeah, because I think I hit 200 in the very beginning of 10th grade.
Damn. See, you were bigger than me because
Yeah.
I wrestled. I only know my weight because my weight class in wrestling, I was 171, 189, 215, and then senior year I had a cut to be 215.
Okay, so you kept going. See, my
Yeah.
weird thing was like I hit a growth spurt in the beginning of 10th grade.
Okay.
And I stepped on the scale and it said 202. And I remember my coach looked at me in the face and he was like, "You don't even realize what this means, do you?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "You'll never, ever see the underside of 200 ever again in your life." And I was like,
Damn.
"What?" Like, okay. It was just like a weird, but he
Yeah,
was like
thing to
so,
say.
and I remember it because he was so
Yeah.
intense. And I was like, "That's like, this is weird." But
Yeah.
now being like, "Oh yeah, I'll never.
Never.
I'll never be under 200 pounds." And like, I don't know why he thought it was so important to like lock eyes and tell me.
Yeah.
But then I didn't really grow like much more than that. Like I was like a skinnier kid. And then like, as I got thicker, like I topped out at 215.
Okay.
Not topped out, but like I graduated at 215.
Okay. Yeah.
But you had to diet down
I
at
had to
215.
diet down. Yeah, my senior year, I was cutting to 215. I wasn't anything too crazy, but I was maybe like 225 or around that. And I had to
Still
lose like
big.
10 pounds to wrestle. Yeah. So
And then you just kept going up.
then I kept going up. Then yeah, I went up and then I kind of plateaued, and I was like maybe around 230, and then I went back and played some college football.
Okay.
I went to one 4-year college.
Yeah.
And then
Wait, what?
no, I got in trouble. I got in trouble
That's
for a little bit.
That's simple math.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
play 4 years?
No, so went high school. I went a few years in
A special college?
special college,
Okay, special.
private
college,
private college,
university.
yeah, private university.
Yeah, okay.
For a few years, and then actually when I got out, when I paroled,
You just gave it away.
yeah, I gave it
Okay.
away. I came back and played 2 more years of junior college ball, of football.
Okay.
Yeah. So at that time, I want to say when I paroled, I was maybe around 240-ish,
Okay.
but I had lost like 15 pounds just because.
The food wasn't good in that college.
No, so the opposite. Like you kind
Really?
of get that. It's called institutionalized, where
Okay.
you're so used to the food in there and the lifestyle. When you get out here is so much faster and the food is different. Like I remember, the first thing I was thinking about was like the food, right? Like I was like, man, I want a pizza right here, I want a burger right here, and a burrito right here, and I just want to take a bite of all of them. But then when you get out, you're so just wound up, you can't even eat.
Really?
And I just remember I pounded like beers. I was like, I need to relax. I
Yeah.
pounded like a 6-pack of like Coronas, and then I kind of calmed down. But yeah, I had probably lost like 15 pounds the first month or so,
Yeah.
just because I wasn't eating. It was just weird and just. But anyways, yeah, I went down to maybe like 215 from 240. But then I started getting back up when I played football, and I played maybe around like 250
Yeah.
or something.
Okay.
But pretty like ripped 250 then. And when I got into powerlifting is really when I started gaining weight and putting on some unwanted weight, but to be stronger.
Yeah.
So
And what year was that for reference?
okay, so
'Cause I'm losing track of years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went on my first college tour or whatever from like 19 to 23.
Okay.
Yeah, from 19 to 23, and then I played ball for 2 years, and then I went into powerlifting.
Okay. How do you know?
Yeah, 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good age. 34 is a good age.
Not bad.
Now, yeah, because when did you decide that you wanted to or did you decide? You were like, hey, I want to
Do this whole social media.
do this whole
powerlifting?
social media.
I didn't know I
fitness thing.
wanted to do the social media thing. Honestly,
What'd you want to do originally?
Man, I'll be honest, man. The only thing I thought about in life other than making money the wrong way,
Yeah.
doing the wrong stuff, was to be a professional football player.
Okay.
That was all I had, like playing back in high school and things like that.
That was the plan.
That was my only plan that I really had a passion for.
Okay.
I always loved working out, but for sports, like I would always be lifting weights nonstop. I love lifting weights, and being athletic and
Yeah.
running hills and doing it all, not just the weights. And yeah, I always thought I wanted to be a pro athlete, and then things went sideways, things like that, got in trouble, started not caring about the more positive things in life, and went the wrong route, and then bam, hit that and got busted at 19 and did that little stretch of time. And then when I got out, I was super gung-ho, like I wanted to go play college football. And people don't know this, but so I got out, I played, and during Hell Week, I ruptured my Achilles.
Oh, shit.
So then I was set back for an entire year, had to recuperate, do the whole, physical therapy, came back, still played 2 years, got offered a few scholarships, and just kind of like felt like I lost the passion because of my Achilles. I still did good. I started for 2 years, but yeah, I lost the passion, which I regret. And I just started like lifting more. And one of the guys in the gym like, man, you should try powerlifting.
And you're like, all right.
Yeah, I did a comp, took first, and then it kind of just went from there.
Yeah. And when did the social media presence sort of pop off?
I would say in about 2014-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, 2014 or so.
And was that under Rich or?
First, I had it for like about a month, right? I was posting some big lifts in the gym, not knowing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And just posting some lifts and posting like my back and just whatever, you know? And that's when Rich had reached out like right away. Yeah. And I didn't even know who Rich was, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone in the social media. I didn't have no followers, like 100 followers. And he had saw it and was like, hey, like, you're a beast, whatever. Hit me up. So I hit him up and linked up with Rich, went over to his house and linked up with them.
That's one thing cool about Rich is like, I remember, we're talking about Rich Piana here, but I remember Rich Piana prior to Mutant. I sort of just been like, oh, just normal dude.
Yeah.
And then like around the Mutant time, he started putting out some like really good produced content, and no one had put out content that was like really well produced and just had like a style to it, you know?
Yeah, he definitely had his style.
Yeah, I remember seeing him in, I don't know, we were in like England or something, and I stopped him and I was like, hey man, like this is like, I really like the shit you're putting out. And he's like, oh, cool, man. I like the shit you're putting out. I was like, oh, cool. Like, I didn't realize you knew who I was, but that's dope.
Yeah.
But it seemed like he pulled, because like social media to me is like sort of silly, right? Like, and I feel like real, I don't know how to word this without sounding like stupid, but like real badass dudes don't really fuck with social media.
100%.
Right? Well, like when you're like a real man or whatever, and whether that's like, however you define that, a lot of those dudes don't fuck with social media because it's like, meh. And I feel like Rich did a really good job of like grabbing people that normally wouldn't really embrace social and like sort of showed them like, nah, man, like this is okay. Like this is an avenue that we can all take to like
for sure
grow, make money, advertise, and things like that. So that's one thing that Rich did like really, really well. He pulled people out.
For sure. Yeah. To me, I always knew he's like a marketing genius when it came in inventing whatever he was doing. I mean, he was super good. I picked up so much game from him. That's all I learned, hands-on learning. I mean, I had no clue honestly, I didn't know who he was. I just know he hit me up, and then I started researching. I was like, oh shit, this fool's pretty dope. Swole, tatted up, nice cars, like portraying that lifestyle.
He
right?
really that first video of him like driving all the cars, like with the dogs and shit.
With the dog. I like Pitts too.
Yeah.
I was like,
I like all the stuff this guy likes.
Yeah. No, for sure. He killed the game. He for sure. He laid that kind of like that path that other people could follow, and also he wasn't at the time, and not at the time, but it's not like he was a pro bodybuilder, a power lifter, somebody that had won something. He was just, who he was, and showed that you could do this lifestyle.
That's more the exact conversation I had with him, because I think prior to that you saw like Phil, Jay, Ronnie, like it was like, oh, you have to win everything to be something. And that was sort of the same thing with Dana. Was like, when she was first competing in figure, they would just place her last. And in 2009 and 2010, like when, like way back, like YouTube had first started. Yeah. And like my thing was, I was like, she's dope. I feel like more people need to see her. And I put her out on social, and all of a sudden, like, she was getting lines at expos, and all of a sudden, like, there was girls that were winning things. Like Miss Olympia was standing there, and like, she was like, hey, Dana's line's blocking me. And I was like, sorry. Like, but it was like when I saw those ties turn, and that was with Rich too. Like, Rich came on and was like outperforming everyone. Yeah. And
longest lines.
He never even went pro.
No.
But became like the authority of bodybuilding. Yeah. It was cool. It was really, really cool to watch.
Yeah, and either people hated it or loved it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
There's kind of no in between, you know. I remember back then people talk crap, or people would love him. So, and it kind of, what he did and what I know my supporters and fan base is as well, is that, like, you don't have to support and lift. Like, you know what I mean? He portrayed things that aren't just lifting.
Yeah.
So it brings in more people and more average and normal people that don't even lift, you know, because it's more of like that community and lifestyle rather than just lifting, you know, which that's my number one thing, obviously.
And that's what you do now.
Right.
Yeah.
But it brings in that different community and stuff. So yeah, met him, went over there, and then started shooting those videos. I was telling you that my first big video was that 375-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
So I did that, and kind of blew up. I don't know what it has, but I know it's like maybe 15 to
So
almost
crazy.
20 million views on
That's
that.
so crazy.
And he gave me that platform, gave me his YouTube platform.
Yeah.
And then we hit like our first Olympia Expo together, and people started recognizing from that video.
Yeah.
You're the one that rode the 375.
Yeah.
And then back then, just doing a lot of trying to always create that viral crazy stuff, the no-handed squats and one-arm deadlifts.
Yeah.
And I was kind of doing that before people were doing it,
Yeah.
you know? It was so long ago, like I said, 2013, 14. So now a lot of people do a bunch of crazy stuff. But back then, people weren't really doing that way off crazy stuff back then.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was always trying to push my limits every time, just do something crazy. So it's cool.
You did it. And then I feel like at some point in time, and this is like always an interesting thing that happens, is the right people sort of outgrow the situation they're in, right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't remember seeing what happened there, but like I remember being like, oh, you were meant to go out and do your own thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously in that moment as a man, there's, let's say you and I, we're not always going to agree on everything.
Yeah,
we're men.
And we shouldn't.
No, I know. Exactly. We're never going to agree.
It's scary when there's people like, we agree on everything. It's
Yeah.
like, no, we're men. Yourself, man.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't matter if it's your brother, your dad, or whoever. You're always going to disagree as men, you know? So whatever. In the moment, it feels super heated. But looking back, like, man, I don't, people probably think, oh, you still, like, man, I don't trip, it's whatever.
That's
now.
every single one of my like disagreements or beefs or whatever. It's like I look back and I'm like, I'm so dumb.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
life's not that complicated that we need to like make shit weird. But yeah, and then you went out on your own. Essentially went on your own. Yeah,
went on my own. We split up. I started my own thing, and it was crazy. So we went to this LA Fit, and I think my first LA Fit Expo was 2015.
Okay.
And Rich, he would have that huge banner, right?
Yeah.
Like all the way to the top with his face.
It looked like he owned the expo.
Yeah, he'd have that huge one, right? So I was like, man, F this. I'm going to get my booth back to back with his booth. So literally he had his booth on one side. I had my booth on the other side. So we were like this, lines like this,
And now, were you guys not cool then?
Yeah, we're already not cool.
See, so that's awesome though, like, cause you look back now and it's like, like you guys were heated and all that shit, but it would have been like the perfect, like looking back now, it's perfect.
Right, exactly.
It's like, take away the animosity, and that's like a great like storyline.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, I remember he had his, we had ours, and it was crazy. Like we were seeing the 5%ers, the Strength Cartel going back and forth, and yeah, it was cool. So long ago now, and first expo was super fun, man. Crazy turnout, and it was like unorthodox style. Like he already had it down where he had his line, and like how you have and I have now. Like we got our line and we're more organized. Like then it was my first expo, and it was just like a mob, like a mosh pit. We had no line. It was just like to me, that was the craziest expo I ever had. I had just left Rich 5%. We had our first expo. We were back to back, and I just had like a mosh pit of people around me, just like, oh shit, you want a picture? You want this? No line, just chaos.
So crazy.
So it was dope. And then from there learned, and like I said, being with Rich for about, I would say, a year and a half, just soaked up all the game that, he really didn't show, but I definitely, like, you're in school, right? You're just picking up game. You're watching and learning and seeing how he makes the moves and things like that. So I owe a lot of it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So never too above to recognize who's helped me along the way, or at least where I soaked up game from.
Yeah.
And anyone that wants to learn or definitely wants to evolve and things like that, you have to pick up things from the people that are above you. If you're soaking up game or around people that are always beneath, not being like, you treat them differently, but you're never going to level up or go up. You kind of got to surround yourself with people above, and
it's like being like the strongest dude at the gym. It's like, you got to train with someone pushing you. You're always the strongest dude at the gym, like whatever.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I want to train somewhere or like where I'm like the slowest dude, where like, you have something to work towards. All right. We have something happening here. Dana got kicked by a horse. Some like you're talking. I'm trying not to. No, I think she's all right. Let me think here.
You need to go?
No, I don't know. I said, do you want me to end the podcast early and leave? She says, don't end it early. I'm bleeding a little bit. I might need assistance. She's trying to put shoes on the horse, and I guess she got kicked. Well, she's a tough girl. We'll let her ride out a little bit, see how it works out. I know she's super tough.
Yeah,
she's super tough.
I don't know if we could say it on here. I won't say details, but she's telling me about a fight you and her were in back in college or something, or no, at a graduation. Someone's graduation.
Well, that was our last big fight together.
Yeah, she was telling me about like, damn.
And that's what. So the weird thing about Dana is like she can actually fight. Like I don't know why or whatever, but I think there's a lot of like guys like you generally. I think guys are very aware now. Like you're like most guys spar, they do MMA or something like. So you sort of like
kind of know how to throw
you don't want to like fight
bit.
Everybody, right?
No, hell no.
You're aware that it might go really wrong really quick.
Yeah, it's 50-50 chance all the time.
Females haven't got there, right?
Yeah.
So I think females like a lot of times they think like, oh, if we're gonna fight, like they generally think it's gonna be pulling hair and slapping.
Yeah.
And when Dana throws like a dude, all of a sudden it gets like everyone's just confused. So that was our last year. Luckily we don't do that anymore.
That's good.
Thank goodness. The last big fight that happened, I wasn't here. And there's a bar downtown, and it was Halloween. And someone bumped into my brother's wife like a couple times. Damn. And my brother's wife, when she gets a little saucy, she got like a little mouthy with the girl. Mm-hmm. And the girl got like loud. And one of my designer girls stepped in and was like, fucking bring it. And then next thing you know, like my whole staff is like fighting all these other people or something like that. And when I got the call, I was like, Dana, what did you do? She's like, oh, everyone there knew me. I just sort of stepped back and like, she's like, I'm too smart now. Like, I'm not hitting someone in a. So,
right.
Thank goodness she grew up. But yeah, we'll see how this horse thing turns out.
Oh man, did she say where she got kicked?
She just said she got kicked and she's bleeding.
Ah man, that's horrible.
Oh, wait, we got a photo. I mean, I can't really make sense of that.
Her knee. Looks like her knee.
It looks like she got kicked in the quad.
The quad?
But she has a shirt tied around it, like
what do you call those to stop the blood?
A tourniquet?
Yeah, a tourniquet. Yeah. There's a tourniquet.
I mean, that's the life she wants. She wants that horse farm life. There you go. You got
it. Cowgirl life.
Yeah, she wants to be a cowgirl. There you go. You'll always have a hoof scar to prove it. All right, so more questions for you.
Yeah.
Now, because I've been following you since the Rich Piana days, right?
Yeah.
And
I met you at Rich's booth before.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
One time.
I used to stop by Rich's booth and just like show my respects.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I seen you over there.
Hell yeah. It was overwhelming though. Like going in and being like, "Sup, everybody," and everybody's all like covered in tattoos and looks all intimidating. But that's the thing about Rich's people, where like they were the most intimidating looking people, but they were hands down like the nicest dudes.
For sure.
Like if you walked up, everyone wanted to talk to you and be like, "What's up, man?" Like it was really, really cool.
Definitely. Yeah.
So you went out, started Strength Cartel, really leaned into that. Now I feel like you like blew up. I feel like at some point in time you really blew up.
Yeah,
what was that? Because I'm trying to remember now. Like it might have been like 2 years ago or something like that. Something happened to where like.
Well, a lot of people don't know. Even with me competing back before I was even with 5%, that's like in 2013. I was already doing powerlifting competitions. And then in 2017, which a lot of people, like I say, don't even know I competed, I won the biggest comp of the year called the U.S. Open. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so I won it in heavyweights. I won the biggest comp of the year.
So that puts you on the stage.
I put me on the map, especially being legitimate, right? Like everyone, if you're a bodybuilder, you got to compete. You're a powerlifter, you have to compete. Especially when it comes to numbers, right? Like a lot of people will have a gym number, which ultimately it doesn't matter, but to have the respect in the powerlifting community, you better go put your numbers on paper, or bodybuilding, right? You better go compete and show everybody what you got. So 2017 took first at the U.S. Open, and that really gave that legitimate side to me. Yeah. I'd competed like worlds and nationals and beat all those, won those comps, but this was one of the biggest ones, or the biggest one. you know. So yeah, I took first then, competed a little bit after. But yeah, I was just starting. I was really strong then. And I was just, at the time, not a lot of people were lifting as heavy, but in every category.
Yeah.
Like there would be a strong squatter or a strong bencher, a strong deadlifter, or a strong dumbbell guy, but they weren't doing it all. And I was just doing it all. Like I deadlifted 903 raw, like no belt, I think too.
Holy shit.
Straight bar, 903
Holy
straight
shit.
bar. I squatted 925. Same, this is no suit and stuff. Squatted 925. I benched 605. I trap barred 1,020 trap bar. I did that 375 pound row. I hit 250 pound dumbbells benching. Did you ever see that? Yeah. I was the first to hit that at Ronnie Coleman's gym.
Yeah.
Did the 250 dumbbells.
Fuck.
Did like a 700 pound no-handed squat. I mean, there's so many lifts that I did. I overpressed 200 pounds dumbbells, like for 7 reps. So I was just hitting like any lift you can think of in the gym. And when I was collabing, I was just, you know, super strong.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of, I believe, went viral. And then,
and you could still do like muscle ups.
Yeah, and
that was the thing that always amazed me was like
push ups, pull ups,
dude,
muscle ups, jumping.
You do like a burpee and do a muscle up, and I tried to do a muscle up. And I'm like, I can't do a muscle up. And there's this dude who's 350, and he just deadlifted this, and he was doing a muscle up.
Yeah,
because I've seen like the little kids do like a backflip and then something, but like they're not doing crazy impressive weight, right?
No, exactly.
But then seeing somebody like your size do that and then do a muscle up, it was like I don't even fucking understand.
Yeah, that was just kind of doing the sports and athlete thing.
Now, were you doing it with the intention of like, I'm going to blow up and make money through all this?
Well, after I left 5%, that's when I started thinking like, okay, I can make some kind of career out of this, you know? And so I was going in at that time trying to. But when Rich found me, I wasn't. But once I kind of learned the game from him, then I was like, okay, here we go. And then hitting like the Chicano, Mexican-American platform, no one was kind of in that area. So we took it over. I took it over. Strength Cartel took it over. And, you know, it was badass, man. I got to represent in my way. You know what I mean? So that was what was so dope. Being original, original to myself and bringing who I was. Yeah. And that's what was so cool about it, you know? And that's why it was authentic and just kind of blew up because I didn't have to put on this or do that. It was already who I was and I was just myself. Yeah. And people, you know, attached to that. And
it was a culture that didn't seem represented. That's always lifted, right?
Yeah.
Always
lifted and worked out and never represented in the right or positive way, I feel like. And, you know, I was able to bring that to the table and it was cool, man. And I love the positive side. That's why it sucks when you sometimes have to get out of character and maybe be negative sometimes. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it's like, man, I want to try to be the most positive and show the right way, you know?
And that's something that the times that I've been around you, whether at FitCon and everything, I'm always just like, every time you leave, like we're in a situation, we talk, and then you leave, I always say the same. I'm just like, that dude is so fucking happy. Like he's like, like I know you're 34, but it seems like you're like a fucking 8-year-old who's just like sees the world as just this beautiful opportunity where you can like, I can do all this shit and I get to lift weights and hang out with my friends. And it's like, it doesn't seem like you have a care in the world. It just seems like you're loving life.
Yeah. No, I was. Even when we were out there on the boat, I was like, damn, how the hell did I get here? Yeah. Yeah, for reals. I was thinking that in my mind. I'm like, this shit is sick. Like, I don't even know how I got here. But yeah. I do. I mean, like I said, I didn't have any other intentions in life, but all right, I'm going to be this athlete and, you know, and then fell into this. So it's super dope. Blessed to be here.
All right, I love it. Now let's talk about next.
Yeah.
Because you were mid 3s.
Yeah.
And now you're down under
3.
Under 3.
Yeah.
You know, you might not know exactly where you're at here.
Yeah. My highest was pretty much 360. I think.
Yeah. And you felt okay at 360?
Man, I felt okay to lift and do explosive movements, but anything other than that, I didn't.
Okay, yeah.
Everyday life and just walking or anything like that was hard. Could I lift heavy and could I have that explosive burst and do those things? Yes. But man, my lifestyle was horrible. Walking to the grocery store, going on a plane, or anything is just so uncomfortable, you know? And it was cool. It got me here, and it showed the world how strong I could be and agile and diverse or whatever, diverse. But now I was like, man, screw this. I'm going to go a different route and lose weight. So my highest was 360, and the lowest I've been from being 360 is 260. So I lost 100. That's my biggest. Yeah. Crazy. Lost 100 pounds. Now I've been back up because I've been feeling better, trying to lift again, but still keeping my cardio.
Yeah.
So
what are you training for now?
Man, I'm training for a fight right now. We got a couple people that have verbally committed.
Yeah.
But
which doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, it doesn't mean shit.
Verbally commit to
yeah, exactly. Nothing on paper, but I'm trying to stay ready. So really,
what kind of fight? Like
boxing?
Boxing?
Yeah, all boxing. So yeah, I train pretty much 5-6 days a week. We train mitts Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we spar on Thursday nights and Saturday mornings. We spar. We get 2 sparring sessions in. So we got 5 solid days of training. I really only lift weights 1 day a week. And I try to do some kind of conditioning or cardio like 6-7 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much my life when it comes to the workout. Only lifting 1 day a week, but feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you look great.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. I know that
trying.
When I was at 312 for a little bit. That was like my biggest.
That's your highest?
And I just remember being like, everything in the gym felt awesome.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Anything, I just like, it was that feeling of like, I can pick that up. There was nothing I just couldn't do.
Right.
It was whether I wanted to do it or not. And then, but everything else was like getting in and out of my car, airplane, fucking sex, tying my shoes, getting dressed, like
horrible.
Fucking everything was like, I don't enjoy it. All I want to do is eat and lift.
Yeah.
So feel much better now. Like 40 pounds off.
So much better.
All right, I'm gonna call Dana.
Okay.
I'm a little concerned.
Did she say anything else?
I don't know. I'm gonna call her on speakerphone.
Okay.
We'll put her on the podcast.
All right.
Because I'm trying to have a conversation, but I'm also like,
yeah, I know you're.
What does kicked by a horse mean?
What does kicked by?
She might not even answer because she might be doing stuff. You ever been kicked by a horse?
No. Thankfully, no.
Have you? No, me neither. I don't ever plan on.
Bailey, please leave a message.
I guess I'll.
At the tone, please record your
message. I don't know if I should leave a message or not. I don't even. So she's with the farrier, but like her horse, I don't know. Our horses don't like getting shoes put on. So I guess.
Ugh.
Bro, so my new album.
Yeah.
I got a funny story to tell you. You would probably think it's funny. I don't know if you think it's funny. So I don't have very many friends in jail, just because it's not really, you know.
Who does?
Yeah, I don't know. Some people do. I know some people that are like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't have many friends in jail. So jail scares the fuck out of me because I like freedom.
It's horrible.
But on my next album, so like my best friend Aaron Singerman, CEO of Redcon One. He's in jail right now.
Yeah.
Fucking crushing the jail life, right?
Yeah.
I was super concerned about him going because like he's been on fucking test forever. Okay. Like he's never been off. Like he's started taking gear when he was, I don't know, fucking 17 and just moved to whatever and then TRT and it's just been floating. When you go to jail, like everything goes away.
For sure.
Like everything. Like you just go to jail and you're like, so my test levels are about to drop real low and like they're like, fuck off. You're in prison. It doesn't matter. But he says he leveled out really good and anyway, this is a weird part of the story, but you know, they have weights outside and he tells me that like, he's like, yeah, dude, they actually have a full gym. And not only that.
So where is he?
He's in Pensacola, Florida.
Okay. So
I went to see him because I like visitation and they have this like outdoor patio place, but you can see the gym because I'm like tall enough to peek over the fence.
Yeah.
And it's a big pavilion and it's all outdoor and it's like all classic, super dope equipment. And I guess the rule is they don't replace equipment. So if you break it, it'll never come back because they can't add anything. But he's like the king of the gym because he's like the bodybuilder down there, right? But anyway, he calls me like once a week just to check in and say what's up. And when I was recording my last album, I got him.
Yeah.
Like he called. It just reminded me because the Dana called just now.
Yeah.
But he called while I was recording vocals, and I'm putting him as the intro to one of my songs.
That's dope.
And it's like the most hilarious, like intro from prison because when I think intro from prison, I think like Meek, or I think it's like supposed to sound gangster, Bobby Shmurda or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's Aaron Singerman.
Yeah.
Like white Jewish guy from Florida who doesn't belong in prison. And dude, his audio's like, I'm like, hey man, say something about prison. And he's like, I'm doing great here in prison, but like just a question. I was like, that's your quote, man. All right.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you going to do with that? I was like, I'm put it as the intro of one of my songs that like is probably going to go pretty fucking good if it goes well. It's funny. But anyway, that reminded me of the Dana phone call.
It's too funny. That's dope. They got weights in there.
Yeah, dude.
Cali, they don't got anything.
Yeah. So he's on COVID lockdown right now, which is crazy because nowhere is on COVID lockdown. But when they weren't, he was like, yeah, you could lift. He'd lift twice a day, dude. Bro, he'd go do like he explained to me his day, and like granted, you're fucking locked up, so it sucks. But like in the context of it, with how stressful my life is, he would like explain what he does every day. I was like, that sounds like you wake up and you do cardio, and then you come back and you read, and then you eat 2 cases of mackerels, and then I'm like, all right, so meal 1, like, and they like break it down. It's like, oh, then I train throughout the day, and like, just like it doesn't sound like you. So you're just training, eating, and reading. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I could do that for a couple days. Not, I don't want to go to fucking jail.
Not years, but yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how
long does he have?
So he got fucking rocked. He like I was there for all the court and everything, and they like 100% made an example out of him. So
damn.
You know how like they present you with like other cases to give you like a guidance.
Right.
So essentially he got in trouble for selling steroids.
Okay.
But he was selling it through DMZ1, like
oh no.
So it's like the pro hormone shit.
Okay.
Like the shit back 10 years ago that like really worked over the counter. Bottles were like $50 and you would take it. It was essentially like fucking D-ball.
Yeah, like pro hormones.
Yeah, like all that shit. So they did that for a little bit too long, I guess, and they made an example out of him. So he ended up getting he pled guilty to try to get it lessened, and they gave him 54 months.
Oh shit.
But he's going through all the programs and shit. So he's doing RDAPT, CARE program, like all that shit. So
and they don't, like, if it's a non-violent offense, you usually get like 50%. 50%
I
of your
think
time.
so. He's not going to be in that long.
Yeah.
He's doing everything right, dude. He's such a smart dude that he's in there, like,
Right.
he's teaching classes, he's doing all that shit.
Right.
So, like, I mean, he won't do 50, he won't even do close to 54 months, but,
Yeah, usually you get like halftime. Like if you have a violent offense, usually you have to do 80 to 85% of your time, and then non-violent usually gets 50.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll play you I'll find it on my phone and play it. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
That's
it's
cool.
Fucking hilarious. All right. So Dana didn't answer. All right. You know what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to call the podcast and we're going to go find out if Dana's okay.
All right.
Because this weird tourniquet photo
Then no answer.
No, and then her not answering the phone. I mean, she has big quads. So I'm thinking that might have helped.
Ooh.
All right, well, I know. Regardless. I told you were going to ride that horse tomorrow.
Nah, I don't know
now
about
you're like,
that
fuck that
anymore.
shit.
Yeah,
I'll watch.
I think I'll have to pass.
He'll have brand new shoes on tomorrow.
The big one is what kicked her?
So I think so.
That horse is so damn big.
He's 1,600 pounds.
That's crazy.
Her text message doesn't even make sense. She says, 1 foot on Oscar is done. I need to clean my leg. Oh, I didn't read that part. Okay, so apparently she needs to clean the wound out. All right.
Ouch.
Well,
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Pretty much YouTube. Yeah, all platforms.
Everywhere.
Big SC boy. Yep. Big SC boy.
Strength Cartel?
Strength Cartel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of people say, I don't know why, how they piece the letters together, but they say Big Scooby. Big SC boy.
okay.
And they're like, hey, what's up, Big Scooby? Yeah.
And then what do you say?
I'm like, what's up?
Okay. You know, like, hey, that's strength. You don't explain it. You're just like, fuck
No,
it.
I'm just like,
You're
Big
I'll be
Scooby. Yeah, I'll be Scooby-Doo. What up?
Wait, you don't go by anything. You just go by Big Boy.
Yeah, just by Big Boy.
So there's no other name.
Nah.
Man, see, I wish when I started all this, I came up with a nickname.
Yeah. We got to get you one.
No, it's too late now.
You just got to, I got to have one for you. I
It's
got to
too
think
late
of
now.
one.
I don't know.
You could be Big Scooby.
I don't want to take your name. I don't want to take your name. Fuck, I do need.
You could be Shaggy.
No, I don't. See, I don't. I want to like my name. Shaggy.
Kind of has that hair.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
But what if I shaved my head?
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. We got to think of one.
All right. We need to do better.
All right. We're gonna
Right.
think.
You have the whole way to get to Dana to see if her legs falling off to
All
think of a
right.
nickname.
Let's do it.
All right,
do it.
man. Well, thanks.
Yeah, appreciate you,
it,
man.
brother.
Had fun.
Oh, and if you don't
Thank
follow
you.
him, at least go look him up online. He does really impressive shit. Super
that.
explosive.
Thank you.
Everything you do is like every single video that you do. I watch. I don't comment or like anybody's shit. Like Dana yells at me all the time. She's like, "You never like my shit," but like I watch every single time a
appreciate
video
that.
pops up because
Yeah.
I'm like, he's just running. You're running ladders or
Yeah,
whatever. And I'm
yeah.
like, why are his feet so fast for 300 pounds?
I
But
know.
it's worth watching. It's inspirational, and I
that,
appreciate you,
brother.
man.
Thank you.
All right, let's go climb a mountain.
Let's do it.